All right, we are out here, ladies and gentlemen. Whoever's watching us. Premier League Roundup. I'm going to talk for a little bit about all of the games that happened today. Brittany, go watch the stream because there's nobody on the stream right now. It's just me. Roman, go watch the stream. People have better things to do on a Saturday at 6 p.m. than watch a stream. All right. Premier League Roundup. Shout out to anybody who's joining us today. Just going to be chatting really quickly about all the games. A lot of games today. Lots of good Premier League action. See if I can pop it up somewhere. All right. If you guys just joining us, appreciate you guys joining us for the Premier League Roundup. I'm going to try and do this maybe every weekend at some point. Probably do something tomorrow as well. Probably do a full roundup tomorrow plus a podcast. But just wanted to do it today just to go over the first weekend of games. Because we did have some interesting ones. Ipswich against Liverpool. Brittany, can you say Ipswich? Can you say Ipswich? Is it complicated if you say it over and over again? No, you messed up. Say it quickly. Ipswich. Ipswich. You know how to make it easier to say Ipswich? Instead of like doing the whole word, do Ips. Like IPS, Ips, and witch, like a witch. Ipswich. Ipswich, 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 Ipswich. 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 People are going to be out here like, what the hell is this guy doing? All right, Georgie just said Trent Ziyech. Georgie, listen, my guy. Eddie just texted me, and I'm going to read you what Eddie texted me. He's the one that said he's the one that said that he agreed with me. He said this. Hold on, let me put up the messages. He said, I agree with your Trent Alexander-Arnold argument. And I was like, dang, Georgie almost fought me over it. And then he goes, the reason teams don't do it because at the professional level, players are specialized. No one wants to invest their time or money in teaching a player a new position. If Ziyech was taught the position because they needed to out of necessity, 100% the same as Trent Alexander-Arnold. Boom. So, That's what he said. But then he said this. He said also Reece James does everything Trent does and is he said also Reece James does everything Trent does and is a much better defender. He's just always injured. And I was like, whoa, let's take a step back there. He said James healthy is better than Trent Alexander-Arnold. And then he said in the argument of better right back. He said James is a much better defender and can also get forward and assist the attack. All around right back, he is better. Trent a little bit better than him going forward, yes, but way more reliable as a defender. I think it does also come down to listen, Chelsea ruined him, Georgie. You know this already. You send Trent to Chelsea, it's GG's. Trent will end up in Turkey in a year after that. I took Reece out of the question because he has been injured for 2 to 3 years. That's what I said to Eddie too. Well, I haven't said that to Eddie yet, but that was my thinking as well. I was like, and he was 30 pounds overweight in preseason, at least from where we were looking at. Shout out to anybody joining us on the YouTube and the TikTok. Just recapping a little bit about a little bit of the Premier League before the last day of games. Just a quick 30-minute, 45-minute TikTok live. Liverpool get the job done against Ipswich. Ipswich, I think, did pretty well. I think some of the signings that they got been good. I do like Onana. I thought man's athletic. Anytime you get a set piece, he's going to be very dangerous. I did like Amari Hutchinson. I thought he's probably going to be the best player that Ipswich have this season. And I think they could have. There was a couple chances for them to go up against Liverpool with some counters. They just weren't clean enough. However, Liverpool doing the job well. It was a little bit shaky at times, but I did like. Oh, my bad. I'm thinking about the wrong game. My bad. I'm talking about Amari Hutchinson. Onana's the one that scored against. He's the one that scored against West Ham. My bad. I'm looking at my foot mob. No, sorry, it was Greaves. That was who I was thinking. Greaves, I thought, did well as the center back. It's like a classic journeyman type player. Hasn't really been able to make it to the Premier League, but I thought he was good. I thought he was solid. I liked him. Liverpool looking a little shaky, to be honest, in their build up at times, which is okay because that happens in the beginning of the first game of the Premier League. Ultimately getting the job done. Salah breaking the record, I believe, for the most consecutive goals in Premier League opening matches. I think he's at 9 straight Premier League opening matches where he scored a goal. Surprised that Darwin Nunez did not... What's up, puppy? Surprised that Darwin Nunez did not feature in the match. I know Gakpo came on. Obviously, Jota was starting. I wonder if because they don't think he's ready or if it's already an early sign that the way that Arne Slot wants to play, he might not be very used in his system. Yeah, I watched the first half. I watched a little bit of the second half, and then I had to coach. But it was one of those, I think, Ipswich first half is always going to be hard to go up on them because first game in the Premier League, and they're playing at home. But you can only hold on for so long before a team like Liverpool just picks you apart. Arsenal 2-0 against Wolves. Hold on, I gotta... one second. So, Arsenal 2-0 against Wolves. Arsenal getting the job done just like just so we were talking about on the podcast, I think it was the one team that was going to be, I wouldn't say guaranteed victory, but the way that Arsenal have been playing in the preseason with Wolves losing one of their biggest players just recently, I do think that wasn't a surprise. Arsenal flying once again. Who didn't, was it? Oh, Calafiori didn't play in that game. So that was an interesting one because he didn't get subbed in. I think Timber got subbed in, but Calafiori didn't play. So again, I don't know if it's because he's not ready yet. I don't know if Arteta's not 100% convinced, but it's super early, so you can't really judge it. Plus, they did win 2-0, so that could have also played a part. I wonder if the game was tied or they were down 1 or something like that. Maybe the situation was different. He might have put him in. I know. I think he sees him as a center back. I like him as a center back. I think for Italy he played better as a center back. However, you have two of the best center backs in the league, and the partnership between them is unbelievable. So if he sees him as a center back, he wouldn't have, in my opinion, I don't think he would have signed him, because they're not going to play as much over those two guys. And I think maybe Gabriel or Saliba, one of them was injured for just a little bit, but for the most part, they played the entire season. And Georgia, I forgot to take. I don't know why Darwin Nunez was automatically selected as my captain. I don't know why. I was gonna put Cole Palmer, and I guess I just didn't save it, and it ended up being Darwin Nunez my captain. So that kind of sucks. I think he played him as a left back. I'm not 100% sure, but I looked at the foot mob, and he because I was coaching, so I didn't watch the game. But he took Zinchenko out for him, I believe. Because Gabriel, Saliba, and Ben White all stayed in. How many points do you have? So I think I have like 15 or 16, which is not great. I'm probably going to be mid-table in our fantasy Premier League. If you guys are doing fantasy Premier League, make sure you guys go ahead and join us. The invite code is up above, so you guys can see, so you guys can join us. So we have pretty close to 200 people in that league right now. So I think I have 15 or 16. But I still do have a couple. I have Chelsea and I have Manchester City, which probably wasn't the smartest thing to do, but I have Cole Palmer. I think I have Enzo Fernandez. I have Erling Haaland. And I think I have Kyle Walker in my team. How do you have 45 points? Who got you the most points? Somebody scored 2 or 3 goals. Or somebody scored 2 goals. I don't think anybody scored 3, but who got you the most points? Salah, Trent, Jota. Really? That makes sense. All of those guys. Well, Jota got I think Salah got an assist and a goal, right? And then Jota got a goal. And then did Trent get a goal or no? Or, an assist? All right. Let's see what else. Everton, Brighton, 3-0 for Brighton. Georgie did say that Brighton was going to be the team that he thought was going to get higher up the table than most people expected. They're a good squad. They've signed some good players. Just a really good style of play. Playing with that 3-4-3. Build up is fantastic. They understand how to bounce it into the midfielders, and then by the time they get up there, they have four guys up the field. So they have loads of options in the attack. Very, very smart decision making and how they build out. So yeah, that doesn't surprise me that Brighton smacked Everton. Everton relegation battle. Let's hope they don't deduct any more points this season, because if they do, I don't think they'll be getting out of the relegation battle this time around. Newcastle, Southampton. I didn't watch that game. Newcastle, I believe Joelinton got a red card, and Newcastle held on to win 1-0 against Southampton, but I didn't watch it. Let's check out the lineup. Sorry, it wasn't Joelinton. Did I say Joelinton got a red card? It wasn't Joelinton that got the red card. Joelinton was the one that scored. Shar was the one that got the red card. Isak with the assist. Joelinton with the goal. Is that much of a surprise? I think Newcastle team that finished in... I can't remember what they finished in last year, but team that's probably going to be fighting for top 4 for sure. Top 4, top 6 at least. I'd be surprised if Newcastle finishes outside the top 6 this year. I'd be very, very disappointed. I'd be surprised. Nottingham Forest Bournemouth 1-1. Didn't watch that one. And then I did watch the West Ham Aston Villa. That's the one where Onana scored the header off the corner kick, which is disappointing because I also did have what's his face? Areola as my goalkeeper. And I don't know why he didn't come out for that first goal that Onana scored off the corner kick, because it was right inside the 6. I did have Lucas Paqueta though. I believe I have Paqueta, and he scored the penalty, so that probably gave me a few points. And then Aston Villa, who's the one that scored? I saw that. I'm trying to remember the. Duran in the 79th minute. I did like Duran. That was a really good finish. Solid play, solid build up. Gets played. It's a difficult finish because he's running at full speed, trying to also place the ball. And he does a fantastic job to finish. So, well done. I had Joelinton in my fantasy Premier League last year. Okay, dile a mama. West Ham manager fired by January. Excuse me. Lopetegui. George doesn't like him for some reason. What do you got against Lopetegui, Georgie? What is it about him? Is it because he's Spanish? Do you not like Spanish managers or something? I think West Ham will do well. I think they'll be okay. I think they'll do slightly better than they have in the past. But I don't think that they're going to do anything like Champions League or anything like that. All right. What else we got? I think that's it for the Premier League Roundup. The only other one was Bayer Leverkusen. Once again, leaving it late. I think it was 88th minute, maybe. And it was the same dude. What's his name? Patrick Schick? Yeah, Patrick Schick in the 88th minute. That guy, the amount of goals he scored after the 85th minute is unbelievable. So they went up 1-0. Got the red card, I believe, or no? It was a tied one. Let me see. Let me see when it was the. Let's see. Where was it? Yeah, so it was 1-1. They get the red card in the 37th minute. Martin Terrier. Stuttgart goes up in the 63rd minute. You think at this point it's probably over. Leverkusen scores to tie it in the 88th, and then they win on pens. Unbelievable. Crazy. Is Xabi Alonso going to do it again this year? What's up, puppy?
I'm hungry.
Okay, what do you want to eat?
I want...
Honey, what did you have trouble?
YouTube. It's on there. Just do it like the Roku. This is YouTube.
What are you eating?
Nothing, puppy.
Are you eating?
Quick little one today. I didn't want to do too long. I think that'll be it for this one. I'll let you know in the future when I do these a little bit earlier so we can have a lot more people. But appreciate you guys watching. We'll do a podcast tomorrow. So we're going to have a podcast being recorded tomorrow, plus probably a live at some point tomorrow. I'll post it all in the TikTok and on the socials. Make sure you guys go follow us. All the links are above or down below if you're watching on YouTube. That's it for this one, people. Catch you guys in the next one.